wanted to do this ranking video because I feel both very excited by the very little social content that we've gotten from the off-campus social media accounts, and I feel at the same time pretty deprived because we haven't gotten that much when I'm comparing it to what the team over at the Love Hypothesis is doing with, Lily Reinhardt is carrying that marketing on her back with her TikToks, and I'm so happy for those fans, but I feel deprived and a little bit jealous. But I'm still very happy that we got the little clip of the makeup test between Garrett and Hannah. And then we got to see that awesome clip with all the boys. And that just makes me so hyped. I am excited to see this come to life because I love those books. But I'm also trying to go in with low expectations because it is an adaptation and it is books that I love. And I know, because I'm a, OG fangirl, I've had books that I've loved before that came to life on screen. And there's always changes. So I'm mentally preparing for next year and telling myself, girl, don't even don't think that you need this scene or that scene or this scene because they may not be in it or they may change a lot. I'm just hoping for great acting and great chemistry. And unfortunately, I have seen a lot of hate come at the cast, and that might be the reason why they're taking the time with the social media marketing of this, just because, people are really stuck on the fact that certain actors in this just don't look like the book counterparts, or they just don't have the essence of the characters. But for me, I am keeping an open mind. I'm excited. I am going to watch. I'll be making more content because of it, but I'm keeping my expectations low only because I don't want to stay so attached to the source material because I know logically they're going to change a lot. It's an adaptation. It happens. We all know it. Without further ado, I'm going to rank the boys. I was going to rank the boys and the books, but then I noticed that they pretty much match up. So I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the boys, why I rank them where I rank them, and then a little bit about the books. So fair warning, this will have some spoilers because I'll be talking about what I liked or disliked from the books. So fair warning, spoilers are ahead. Starting at number 4, it is going to be Dean De Laurentiis. Okay, I know. This man is so popular on TikTok. Okay, people love the score. They love him and Allie. And when the 11-second clip came out of all the boys from the show, the Dean stans came out. They are pleased. That is one character that they are pleased with so far. He is by far the one that I have seen very little complaints about because the actor dyed his hair. He had that little cheeky arrogance thing happening in that small little clip. And he looks tall. So the Dean girlies won. I'm very happy for you guys. He is my least favorite, not because I hate Dean, but I didn't love reading the score. And I'm always kind of shook to see just how much people love that book. I think for me, I'm more appreciated than really like the book. There's a lot of growing up that Dean has to do because he's very happy-go-lucky. I just do me. I do what I want when I want. Everything is all good and positive and sunshine and rainbows. But then that huge tragedy happens in his book, and then he kind of has to face really hard things that feels like it's for the first time in his life. And then it ends up affecting his relationship with some of his friends, and it really affects the relationship that he has with Allie in his book. And he had a lot to grow from and learn, and I do like that he came out on the other side of that. But I struggled. I remember it took me a while to even get into the score because I don't like the beginning of that book. He starts off hooking up with other people, and then almost immediately after just hooks up with Allie, a girl who has a broken heart because she's going through a breakup. When I'm reading a romance book, I would prefer that neither of my leads are hooking up with other people. That's just me. That's how I prefer things. But if it's going to happen, I'd rather it happen not often, and it needs to happen early on so that I have time to forget about it. So The score is dead last. Next up, we have The Goal. Okay, I think Tucker is amazing. And I love the fact that he is this super hot athlete who also bangs many girls, but he's like the quieter one about it. And he's really the only one that knows from the beginning that eventually he does want to have a serious girlfriend, eventually have like a family. So I like that it kind of mixes up things a bit and it makes him kind of different from his friends. But The Goal just has a trope that I don't really love, and it has the accidental pregnancy trope. And also that entire book, it takes so long for Tucker and Sabrina to get on the same page about their feelings. It takes, I think, till the second to last or very last chapter for them to say to each other, hey, I love you and I want to be with you. Now, if we even get to that point in the series on Prime, I really hope that that is something that they change up, because I don't like that in books either. I don't like it when we're not saying how we feel. We're not saying the I love yous till like the last chapter, you know? And I've seen some hate on Sabrina. I don't know why. I think she's great. She's had a really tough life and she is the way she is for a certain reason. I like her a lot. And like I said, I think Tuck is an amazing character. And I've seen, unfortunately, just the amount of hate that the actor who's going to play Tucker is getting. He is definitely, I think, the one that's getting the most hate because he looks nothing like his book counterpart. On the one hand, if The Goal was my favorite book and he's my favorite character ever, I can understand people's disappointment. I really, really can. You know, like, maybe it's because The Goal is not my favorite book, and for me, I don't really care that much. I've been binging The Pit this week, which is an Emmy-nominated show that he's on. It's really good. He's a good actor. And I always think back to the fact that I'm guessing these producers must have seen a lot of actors for all these roles. And so they chose the actors who brought in the best chemistry and the best vibe and, you know, XYZ and everything else. So I get being disappointed, but I don't agree with writing really nasty things online. I think that is part of the reason it's prevented them from making more social content for us, because they just keep getting like really nasty negative things. Like, why would you want to post when people are going to be just really rude to you? But I do hope eventually we are going to get some more social content, because this fangirl right here needs it. Number 2, we have John Logan. Okay, when this 11-second clip came out though, with the actor that plays Logan, he had me questioning myself. I was like, wait, I'm a Garrett girl, but like, you're making me feel I might be a Logan girl. But there's no surprise, I love The Mistake. I've seen comments from people saying that they think The Mistake is a boring book. I could not disagree more. If you are a chick who likes romance books and you like a grovel, I think it's a good grovel romance. I think a grovel is very hard to pull off and write, and I think a lot of the times it's just not really well written and pulled off. But I think Elle Kennedy nailed it in The Mistake, because you can kind of understand where Logan was coming from. I don't condone. I think he fucked up majorly the way he did Grace dirty like that. But it's not something that's unforgivable in my opinion. And I think it was great of Grace to have her standards and writing out a literal list of things that he had to do so that she could make sure that he's really serious about making things right and wanting to date her. I loved it all. I can't wait for that season. And I think John Logan is a great character because he is a guy who, he's very family oriented. He is super loyal. You know, he was willing to put his dreams on hold to help out his family, which is completely not right, because like, you know, you can't forget who you are and what you want because of taking care of things that certain family members won't take care of themselves. But I think because of that, John Logan is amazing. And I love the way that he and Grace got together. Number 1, of course, we have the book boyfriend that we all are obsessed with, and that's Garrett Graham. So when I think back to when I first was reading The Deal, I didn't love the way Garrett would talk, because he's very uncouth. He's deeply sarcastic, and sometimes he's just like a little bit too blunt and doesn't think first before speaking. And I think sometimes Hannah had to kind of like get used to that herself. So I didn't really love that. But then you go on the journey of reading the book, And then you discover that Garrett has a lot of layers to him. Like, he's super protective. He is a compassionate person. He always keeps things honest. That's the thing that I do love about his and Hannah's relationship, is their communication is so good, except for that one thing during like the third act. That's completely understandable. But other than that, they are always honest to a fault with each other. And it's something that's really beautiful about their relationship. And I just love the deal. I think it is an example of a more like realistically written romance, because you see these characters, they are classmates who aren't really friends, and then they become kind of friends, and then things start to get like physical, and then they just kind of like get into this relationship. It just feels like that development happened very organically, and they have wonderful banter. They have amazing chemistry, and I love it in a romance when both of them aren't even looking at each other like that, and they're not necessarily looking for a relationship, but then like they're connecting on certain things because of like past traumas, or like they have the kind of like the same sense of humor, and they're laughing at the same things, or like they enjoy some of the same things, or they just have like this, you know, this je ne sais quoi about what makes them work. And I think the deal does such a great job of that, and I think that's why it has endured for so long. I don't know anybody who's read it who didn't love it. I have made a couple friends of mine read it, and they also like the book. And I also love the fact that Garrett Graham, Mr. Cocky, is, by the end of this, when he has to kind of think of a way to win Hannah back, this man is so confident. He knows that she lied to him, because he knows. He's like, no, she lied to me. She loves me. There's something else going on. And then he does the big old thing that all of the TikTok girls and Elle Kennedy fans love, with the hands-off law that he does at the college. That oh my God, I know earlier I said I'm not trying to like stick to any scenes. Like, I know they're going to change things, but in my heart of hearts, I do hope they do keep that scene in, because I think it's one of the best parts of the book. But I'll take it a step further. I think it's one of the best reconciliation to a third act breakup in a romance. Elle Kennedy just freaking nailed it. She nailed that. She kind of, it's like, it's the stuff that romance books are made of. It is now a sound on TikTok, and people have made their own fan edits from it for so many years, because it's one of the best scenes in the book, and the characters are so great, and it's a comfort read. The Deal is one of the best romances. I love it. I can't wait till this show premieres next year. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. Please let me know down in the comments below how you rank the boys and the books. Please don't leave any hate about the cast on my comments. I want to keep this positive. I think the cast, with how much hate they're getting already on the internet, I don't want to, you know, add fuel to the fire. I want to keep this positive. Let me know how excited you are. If you're liking this channel and my content, I do plan on making more off-campus content, because I am that excited about it. So hit subscribe, hit the like button. It really helps me out, and I'll catch you guys next time.